Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you are in your day. I hope you're feeling loved and blessed. Let's get to it. It's February 20th, 2026. It's Friday. It's Friday. Hey, yeah. Anyways, I'm staying my ass in the house. Friday is ruled by the Empress out of the tarot, ruled by the planet Venus. And this is all about love, love and happiness, inner inner happiness. Okay, it's representing feminine energy. Okay, if you're a man, that doesn't mean you don't have a feminine energy. We all have that masculine feminine side to all of us, male, female, whatever gender or sex you prefer to be referred to. We're not getting into that. Okay. But the feminine energy, okay, feminine energy, representing femininity, nurturing, okay, and you could be masculine and be nurturing, okay. Creativity, abundance, the fertile power of nature, right? Nature is constantly reproducing, right? Constant reproduction, constant. It's all about survival. The planet wants to be alive. Remember when I said before, we are just watchers, and the existence, the universe exists for the sheer experience of existence, right? The universe wants to experience itself, and we are that extension, right? We're not getting into that either. We are talking about the Empress. All right, encouraging connection with your intuition. Have you ever felt a little disconnected from, your gut? You have a, like, say, I got a gut feeling about this, and not follow it, and sure enough, you're like, damn, I should have listened to my gut. Like, yeah, you ever, I have. Okay. Um, and connection to the natural world. Do you connect to nature? Do you connect to Mother Nature? I have to remind myself, go outside, get some fresh air, take a nice walk, connect with nature, look at the flowers, look at the bird, here, listen to the birds, reconnecting, and if I could, I'd be at the beach. Okay. Um, the Empress is all about connection to the mystical realm, right? Okay. And cycles, how things cycle. Everything is about a cycle. The season cycle, human cycles, the body cycles. Butterflies have a cycle. They're in their cocoon, and then they do their metamorphosis, and then they bust out and fly away. Right? Okay. This is about encouraging and embracing your softer, empathetic side. Men, aggressive men, listen, okay? Embrace your softer, empathetic side, and connecting to your creativity and sensuality. Do you allow yourself to be sensual, and and got my own thicker. Allowing yourself to experience that softness, because sometimes it's hard for us to identify it because we didn't have that, right? Who can identify with that softness getting raised? Anybody not get raised with softness? You know what I'm saying? Um, Raised by a raging alcoholic, like there was no softness, you know. Okay. Um, Romance, deeper affection, intimacy. Coming up in a tarot spread, it could even mean pregnancy, or for some of y'all. For me, I'd be a millionaire, miraculous. Okay. Um, Generosity. That's what. The Empress represents generosity, nurturing, represents abundance in all forms, okay? And then there's the dark side, because there's a dark side to everything, right? Reversed, over controlling behavior. Now, this is a matter of turning up reversed in a spread. Over controlling behavior. The narcissist, lack of self worth or neglect of personal needs connect to inner self. No balance and no inner nurturing abilities. Okay, so our spread today is going to be the Empress spread, a tarot spread for self nourishment. Do you nourish yourself? Do you take care of yourself? That's that self care, right? That's self care every day, every day. Um, so let's go over the spread itself and then we'll get to it, okay? All right, it's gonna be four. It's got four spots, but if I feel like I have to draw an extra, I'm gonna draw an extra. Okay, I build on it. Okay, so we are going to, like we did yesterday, focusing on the Pisces moon energy. We're going to take out the Empress. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I should have did this before. The other day, it was like right there. I went through all the cards and it was like right there. Excuse me. Cough is never ever going to go away. I must have missed something. I must have missed something. There you are. All right. Here she is. All right. All right. So let's go ahead. Oh, we're going to go over the cards first. We're going to go over the spread first. All right. Oops. Okay. So one is going to be to give. Okay. What can I offer to the world and what do I have to give? Two, to keep. What should I keep for myself and what is mine, sovereign, and should be protected and guarded? So that's what I'm talking about pulling that. Like, because there's the spot, four spots, and then the extra card. Okay. Three is to nurture. What is the process or fruitation now? What is there to nourish and what needs care? Four is to pull back. What am I overextending? And where are you giving too much of yourself? Where in life do you keep saying yes, even when it hurts? Have you ever done that? I have. Have you ever? I have. I stayed in a job too long I shouldn't have. I stayed in a relationship too long I shouldn't have. I stayed in a marriage too long I shouldn't have. I smoked cigarettes too long and I shouldn't have. Yep, behaviors not nurturing. Smoking cigarettes for many, many decades was not nurturing to my body and what I needed, right? So now I nurture my hair. My hair feels nice and soft. Trying to bring the curl back. Still got some. I'm not going to talk about my hair, but self care, nourishing. Yes, I do nourish my hair. I do my self care, doing the oils, hot oil treatments, mixing up my own oils. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So yeah, that is pertaining to the Empress because it is about self nurturing to myself. Like I nurture myself the best to my ability. All right. All right. Go ahead and take it down. Take it down to the quartz. And then I'll show you the cut. Okay. There you go. All right, all right, all right. Let's cut the deck like we're cutting the check and the negativity out of our lives, right? Right? Right. Okay. All right. So again, one, to give, the right to give, because this is the self nourishment. Do you nourish yourself, or do you expect other people to do it for you? Okay, doesn't mean you can't not. It's not good to ask. You should ask for help when you need it, but self care is a personal responsibility. Okay, to give. What can I offer to the world? What do you have to offer to the world? What can you offer to the world? This card came up yesterday. If you paid attention, you saw me shuffle and you saw me cut the deck. So message received, message not received. Sometimes the question doesn't match the message, and the message doesn't match the question. Until the message is received, the message will continue to come out. What can you offer the world? You know pain. You absolutely know pain. You know grief. You know mourning. You've been there. You've been through some trenches. You've been through the dirt. Ah, You've been through the you've been through some troubles, trials and tribulations. And that's absolutely something you can offer to the world is your experience in turmoil, inner chaos, right? Which does spill out into the world, into your real world, right? But you absolutely have the experience to share with people because you've been through a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, um, the same kind of problems and challenges, and you know how it hurt, you know how it feels to hurt. Okay, so again, what do you have to give? What do you have to give? Because you have that experience, you can offer that to the world. You have that experience. I just said that. You have that guidance, you have that wisdom, and you can give that to the world because you understand pain, you understand grieving, you understand hurt is deep within there, and you have that wisdom, and you can give that to the world. You can nourish the world by showing them how you nourished yourself. Mhm. Teaching. This is almost like the teacher. The teacher has the wisdom, and you can teach it to others to how to self nourish, and that'll nourish you too, right? I forget that myself because I'm just like I don't want to do it, don't want to help it, because I gotta deal with me. But sometimes I have to forget. No, you have to balance that. Yes, take care of yourself, but yes, share that wisdom. You have to share that wisdom. Mhm. Okay, so two. So that's good. That's really good, right? You have the experience and the grief, and you have the wisdom. and you can absolutely give that to the world. So, two, to keep, okay, because this is to give. Remember, this is to give. Give your wisdom, give your knowledge, okay. And over here is going to be to keep. What should I keep for myself? Right? What should you keep for yourself? Your absolute pride and authority without losing balance of who you are. The emperor is about authority, represents the Aries. This is the fire energy, okay? The emperor is all about authority, action, structure, discipline. But this is still about structure over here too. Okay, so what it's saying is don't lose your structure and balance in your life. Don't give too much of yourself to others where you lose yourself and where you lose your own self nourishment because people will pull on you and draw on you. And if you're not rested your damn self, you get too worn out, right? So keep for yourself your own authority and leadership and your own balance and structure, right? You have to set boundaries. You have to have that self control within your life. You can't overextend yourself. You absolutely cannot overextend yourself because people, you know that old saying, "Give an inch, they take a mile." It's very true, right? It's very true. So to keep your authority, keep your structure, keep your discipline, and set boundaries. Setting boundaries is the big one. Okay, so on top of that, what is mine? Sovereign and should be protected and guarded. Probably close to that, right? Close to that. King, hello, the leader, protector, authority, right? There's that connection of what to keep. Protect your emotions, protect yourself, protect your the cups represents water, right? Emotions, protect your emotions. Protect your emotions. There's that connection. Okay. Okay. Three, gonna be right here. Space. It's okay. We got what we got. All right. To nurture. What is the process of fruitation now? What is the process? What do you need to nurture? What do you need to nurture? Your own your own conflicts and challenges, problem thoughts and intellects. Your own inner conflicts. Like I said, you have here's the swords again. You have that pain, you have that grief already within you, and you can teach that to others, right? But you still have to nurture your own hurt and pain. You still have your own conflict. You still have your own challenges. You still have your own self defeating uh, behaviors, the way you think, and then turns into behavior, right? So you have to nourish your own grief, nourish your own pain, and nourish your own mind. hmm Because like I said, if you can't give the wisdom unless you've lived it, right? If you haven't lived it, you don't have that wisdom, right? And I had somebody say that to me on the phone today. She's like, "Wow, you really have a lot of wisdom." She said, "Yeah, well, I've been through a lot. So, of course I have the wisdom and I'll gladly share it." And that's what I was telling her. She's like, "Oh, wow. Yeah, be fair warned." Like, yes, I have been through a lot. So, yes, I have a lot of wisdom. I would like a lot less wisdom, to be honest. Okay. So yeah, nurture. How could we not see this come up when you have the conflict over here, right? Just remember to balance out, set the boundaries, and take leadership and setting boundaries of your own emotions and protect your own self. Okay. So what needs care? What needs care? What will help? with that, nurturing that inner pain. hmm Your own self compassion of your physical things, resources in your body. But this is about your earth, grounding yourself, having compassion and grounding yourself will help you along with that grief process. Because grief is lifelong. Grief isn't a set of, one, two, three, and done. Grief is a process. Grief is lifelong. So nurturing that grief and having compassion for yourself that it's not always going to be perfect. It's not always, you know, story beginning, story end. It's like I said, continuous. It's a continuous cycle, continuous circle, continuous. Okay. So 4 is to pull back. Okay. What am I overextending? Okay. Where are you giving too much of yourself, and where in life do you keep saying yes even when it hurts long term? Have you done that? I have. Okay. So let's move this over here. This over here. And then I'm gonna put 4 right here. So what am I overextending? Your emotions. You overdo it, right? Because 10 is about completion, perfection, and end of a cycle. Remember I said that everything is about a cycle, moving, and you overexert your emotions. You overdo it. You get too emotionally involved, and then you don't pull back. And you have to be a leader of your emotions. Why would we not go from cups to cups, right? Hello, right? No, this is 2. This was 3. Oh, pentacles, swords. Okay, that makes sense. Thoughts, problems, challenges, grounding yourself, and then your emotions. So yeah, not where am I overextending? Yes, you are overextended on your emotions, overextended on what you give to people. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was getting this over here, where you need to keep leadership of your emotions because you give too much. You give too much of yourself, and without processing your own grief, and it makes you tired. Okay, so where are you giving too much of yourself, right? What aspect in life? Your whole yourself, your body, right? It's 4 represents stability, structure, and stagnation. So you're giving too much of yourself. You're too emotionally involved, and it's draining you. I said it'll drain you. You can't give too much of yourself. It just makes you tired. So you have to not let yourself drain yourself, right? You have to set boundaries. This setting boundaries right here. Okay, so where in life, this is the last one, where in life do you keep saying yes, even when it hurts long term? Is this going to be another Pentacles? No, but it's another 10. Your fire, your passion, activities, your projects, your life. You are, that's your whole life. You're putting your whole life on hold by overextending yourself to others, too much of yourself. You're sacrificing your whole life for trying to be there and nurturing other people, and that being your house. That's you, right? This is you, right? The whole house. Where in life do you keep saying it? Everywhere in your life, the whole casa, right? The whole house, the whole thing. You're sacrificing your whole life, your whole home, everything. You're sacrificing everything because you're not having that stability and that balance and that structure in yourself, in completing your emotions, where you just overextended on your over emotional. about everything else, about everybody else, and draining yourself, draining yourself, draining yourself. So you got to have that structure, okay, and nourishing pain, that pain, that pain right there, right? You have the knowledge, you have the wisdom, you have the experience, but you got to get some balance, balance, balance. To truly be helpful to somebody, to truly be helpful to somebody. Because if you're just giving half-ass advice and you could potentially send somebody down the very, very, very wrong path. And what good have you done? Right? Okay. I think we'll close that there. I think that makes a lot of sense for our Friday afternoon. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it resonated with you. Take from it what you may. Take nothing from it. Just watch, sit back. I hope you drank a cup of tea, drank some water. I need to hydrate myself and enjoy my weekend. That's what I'm going to do. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you. If you haven't yet, subscribe. Please do. Please share it. I'm just trying to grow this channel. It's still new. Um, like, comment, share, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what to do. Or don't do anything. That's okay too. If it suits you, so be it. All right, have a beautiful weekend, y'all. Thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you came. Bye.